Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something really special. I'm talking about an absolute masterclass in life lessons, the ancient Indian text, the Panchatantra. Now, this isn't just some dusty old philosophy book. It's actually a brilliantly structured, ancient toolkit that was specifically designed to teach leadership, strategy, and survival. It is basically the original masterclass, just without the monthly subscription fee. So let's jump right into this and see how an ancient curriculum can completely transform the way we think today. Our story actually kicks off with a massive crisis of leadership. Picture this. Long ago, in the kingdom of Mahallaropya, there's a king who's doing everything right. His kingdom is prosperous, the people are happy, but he has one major glaring headache: his 3 sons. Basically, none of them were intelligent. They were completely unequipped to take over the family business, so to speak. And the king is just agonizing over the future of his legacy. And this leads us to a pretty universal educational dilemma. The king is sitting there wondering, how can I possibly make my son smart in a very short amount of time? At first, he thinks about the traditional route, right? Teaching them the ancient scriptures. But there is a massive roadblock. Fully grasping the Vedas and all those texts traditionally took more than 12 years, and that's for an intelligent student. He literally just did not have that kind of time. So what's the solution? Well, it's fascinating. A minister tells the king to bring in Vishnu Sharman, this incredibly wise old pundit. And when he's faced with the king's impossible deadline, Vishnu Sharman doesn't pull out a stack of heavy textbooks. Instead, he pitches a radically different approach. He basically tells the king, look, I can teach your boys all about kingly conduct and worldly wisdom through a series of really engaging interconnected stories. He promises this will be vastly more effective and way faster than memorizing dry, boring scriptures. To pull this off, Vishnu Sharman built an entirely new syllabus divided into 5 distinct volumes. By the way, the word Panchatantra literally translates to 5 principles or 5 treatises. These volumes cover the absolute essentials for a ruler: the loss of friends, the winning of friends, crows and owls, loss of gains, and ill-considered action. All right, let's open up that first volume, Lesson 1, The Brahmin and the Cobra. So we meet Haridetta, a really poor Brahmin farmer who just can't seem to get his land to grow anything. One hot summer day, he's resting near an anthill, and he sees this huge cobra slithering out of it. Haridetta thinks, oh wow, this must be the goddess of the land, and I've never even paid my respects. So he rushes home, gets a bowl of milk, and humbly offers it to the snake. And guess what? The next morning, he finds a solid gold coin sitting right there in the bowl. It's an incredible setup. Every morning he offers milk, and every morning he collects a gold coin. But as you might expect, there's a tragic twist. One day, Haridata has to go out of town, so he asks his son to handle the daily offering. The son gives the milk, gets the gold coin, but then his imagination runs totally wild. He thinks, wait a minute, this anthill must be packed to the brim with gold. Why am I waiting around for 1 coin a day? If I just killed a cobra, I can take the whole stash. So the son takes a big stick and swings at the snake. But he misses. The cobra dodges it and fatally bites the son instead. The real kicker here is the cobra's final message. When the grieving father comes back and tries to offer milk again to make peace, the cobra refuses. He basically says, you're only here for the gold, forgetting that you just lost your son. It's greed, pure greed. And that hits the nail on the head. The moral? Excess of greed is harmful. It is a brutal, real-world reminder of what happens when we let raw desire completely blind our common sense. Let's keep moving. Lesson 2. The bird with 2 heads. Imagine this totally bizarre mythical creature called Barunda. It's a great bird with 2 heads, but they share just 1 body and 1 stomach. Well, one day, the first head finds this incredibly delicious rare fruit. The second head says, hey, can I get a bite of that? But the first head just laughs and says, we share the same stomach, man. It makes no difference who eats it. I'm saving this for our wife. Obviously, the second head feels incredibly insulted. Sometime later, the second head comes across a highly poisonous fruit. Driven entirely by spite, he says, I'm going to eat this poison and avenge your insult. The first head begs him to stop, pointing out the obvious, that they share a body. But the furious second head eats it anyway, and yeah, they both die. It's a wild story, but the moral for those young princes is absolutely crucial. Sharing of a good thing with others is always good. It really forces us to look at how interconnected our teams, our relationships, and our lives really are. When you refuse to share the rewards, you breed a kind of resentment that can literally destroy the entire organization from the inside out. Okay, up next, Lesson 3, The Elephants and the Mice. This one is a total masterclass in unexpected alliances. We have this massive herd of elephants that accidentally tramples right through a community of mice. But rather than starting some hopeless war they could never win, the brave Rat King goes to the mighty elephant chief and just respectfully asks him to use a different route. And the Elephant King, he shows true leadership and actually agrees. Fast forward a bit, and hunters end up trapping the entire elephant herd in these massive unbreakable nets. The Elephant King remembers the mice, manages to send one free elephant for help, and the entire rat army shows up. They painstakingly chew through the thick ropes and set the giants completely free. It brings us right to that timeless saying, a friend in need is a friend indeed. The Panchatantra is showing us that true leadership means respecting everybody, no matter how small or seemingly powerless they are. A little bit of compassion today can literally forge a life-saving alliance tomorrow. Which brings us to one of the most entertaining fables of the whole bunch. Lesson 4, the blue jackal. So, we have this adventurous jackal, right? He absolutely loves the taste of human food, so he keeps sneaking into the city. One night, a pack of fierce street dogs chases him, and he ends up tumbling headfirst into a washerman's tub of blue dye. When he crawls out, he is bright blue from head to toe. But he realizes this weird look is actually a huge advantage. He swaggers back into the forest, looking completely alien, and with sheer audacity tells the local predators, "Lord Indra, the king of heaven, has sent me to be your new king." The lions, tigers, and elephants are so terrified of divine wrath that they just bow down and serve him. Meanwhile, our new king banishes all the regular jackals just to make sure his cover isn't blown. But you can never outrun who you truly are, can you? His downfall happens on a totally normal evening. That pack of banished jackals is roaming just outside the forest, and they start howling together. When the Blue King hears that familiar, comforting sound of his own kind, he completely forgets his whole act. Instinct just completely takes over, and he throws his head back and howls right along with them. In that one split second, the illusion shatters. The lion, the tiger, and the elephant instantly realize they've been taking orders from a common trickster. They are absolutely furious, and they end his glorious reign right then and there. The takeaway here couldn't possibly be bolder. Do not pretend to be someone else. Be yourself. This is such a brilliant lesson for those young princes about imposter syndrome. And honestly, it is a sharp reality check for us today, too. We live in a world with so much pressure to curate this fake, perfect identity. But the truth always slips out, usually through our own deeply ingrained habits. Now, the coolest part about Vishnu Sharma's strategy is that he didn't just stop there. The Panchatantra is this endless, captivating cycle of stories, where one seamlessly flows right into the next. Just as the jackal story ends, we're introduced to another starving jackal who is terrified by the booming sound of a mysterious war drum. And then we hear about a naive Brahmin who gets scammed out of his goat by 3 clever crooks, or the story of Ikabudi, the fish who survives purely through single-minded focus. It's just a relentless loop of worldly wisdom that keeps the listener hooked. And that wraps up our explainer for today. But before you go, I want to leave you with a thought. If an ancient king and a smart pundit could completely transform the minds of unmotivated students and literally secure a kingdom's future, just by telling engaging stories, what could the power of a good, well-structured story do for you today? Whether you're pitching a project, leading a team, or just navigating life, never underestimate a great narrative. Keep learning, keep focusing, and I will catch you in the next explainer.